Jagex ruined Wilderness in Leagues 4. Math to prove it. As many of you may or may not know, the Wilderness is full of scary monsters and ghosts for you to kill. Looking at the task list for the Wilderness, and it's pretty clear that a main part of the Wilderness is PvM. So wouldn't it be great if there were some Wilderness-specific weapons that were really good at just that? Enter the big three: crossbow, Thammaron scepter, Vigor's chain mace. All of these weapons have a passive effect that makes them specifically good at PvM in the Wilderness. And 3 entire bosses have a drop that make those 3 weapons even stronger. So how do we get those weapons? Revenants. But what is the drop rate? Well, with no multipliers in the main game, the drop rate is 1 in 26,667. Phew, that's rough. But Jagex added certain ways to increase the drop rate, being Scald and being on Slayer task. Remember that second bit. With both added on, the drop rate is reduced from 1 in 26,667 to just 1 in 2,933. Still high, but much more reasonable. Well, with leagues, we should be getting 4 times or even 5 times better drop rates, which should increase the chances of a drop to 1 in 748 and 1 in 599 respectively. But Jagex fucked up. You see, when writing spaghetti code, it turns out they removed one of the modifiers that increases the drop rate. Slayer task doesn't count as Slayer tasks, which means that the original drop rate is not 1 in 2,993, but instead 1 in 14,667. Then with the Leagues modifier, it's 1 in 3,667, that's a 4x modifier, and 1 in 2,993, that's a 5x modifier. This has been confirmed by 15 plus people going 5 times dry on this supposed league rate of 1 in 748. The chance for a single person going dry is 0.62%. I don't even know what the chances are for 15 plus people in a small community on a Discord going that dry. To recap, rate in main game with Skull and Slayer task, 1 in 2,993. Rate in leagues when Scald with 4x, 1 in 3,667. You are better off in main game than on leagues for the main Wilderness weapons. There are other drops that are affected by the Slayer task mechanic, by the way. Who knows how far down the spaghetti code hole goes? I'm just here to play the Reddit lottery and hope the drops get fixed before I burn out on League. Will be bad.